Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail Harmalim bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. The closing ceremony of the Don Bosco Global Youth Film Festival took place on Friday, 19 November at the Grand Theatre in Baldoco, Turin, during which the winners in the respective categories in the competition were announced. The event was presided by the Rector Major, Father Angel Fernandez Artime, in the presence of the Councillor for Social Communication, Father Gildacio Mendes, the Director of the festival, Father Harris Pakam, the President of the Italian Film Commission and member of the Grand Jury, Cristina Prioroni, and Alberto Rodriguez, President of the Don Bosco in the World Foundation. On Saturday, November 13, the first meeting of the new Presidency Council of the Association of Mary Help of Christians, ADMA, elected on October 24 during the 31st Marian Day was held in Baldoco. The new council, chaired by Renato Valera, met and began to work on a track prepared by the outgoing council, which, as a legacy and gift, left a reflection on the part of the association in the last 4 years and on what is important to preserve, on what is important to grow, on the points of attention and projects undertaken. Many resonances among the new councillors in highlighting important aspects for the whole association in Baldoco and in the world: entrustment to Mary, centrality of the journey of faith anchored to the two pillars of the Eucharist and Mary, simplicity in style and organization, centrality of communion in relationships, acceptance, importance of prayer and formation, the accompaniment of families and young people with their families, attention to the weak and to the popular dimension, the strengthening of Salesian identity and charism. In addition, the assignments among the new directors were also designed with a view to serving the mission. On November 21st, the Salesians of the Sant Agostino Theological Studentate invited all Salesian communities and neighboring religious communities to celebrate the musical and cultural festival in honor of the patron saint of music and musicians, Saint Cecilia. The Salesian House of Formation has 52 Salesians from 15 countries, a diversity of cultures that has guaranteed the success and variety of the program. The event began with a brief presentation of the life of Saint Cecilia and her contribution to the world of religious music and musicians. The director of the community, Father Rigobert Futcham, declared the program open, quoting Don Bosco's famous phrase, "A Salesian house without music is like a body without a soul." During the evening were presented songs, dances, skits, folkloristic and traditional and entertaining cultural performances, and finally some groups performed showing their musical talents with guitar, drums, flute, piano, saxophone, trumpet and other traditional instruments. The only Salesian presence in the Montenegrin capital, Podgorica, belonging to the province of Slovenia SLO, also manages the only Catholic church in the territory and cultivates relations with representatives of foreign countries and international institutions residing in Montenegro. One of the most active is the Embassy of the Republic of Poland, which supports and helps the Don Bosco Center in Podgorica. On 18 November, the Salesian work was pleased to welcome Ms. Agata Konthauser Duda, wife of the President of Poland, Mr. Andrzej Duda. The First Lady visited the parish church, the Franciscan sisters and the Salesian community, led by the director and parish priest, Father Hannes Murtek, SDB. She met with the staff, the pupils of the language school and with the headmaster of the institute, Father Isidore Lukic, SDB. In addition, he dialogued and played with the animators and young people in the youth center led by Father Rudy Tizel, SDB. At the end of the visit, she congratulated the Salesians for their work in favor of young people and for the education offered in the style of Don Bosco, which makes young people grow as good Christians and honest citizens. For their part, the Salesians and the educational pastoral community thank Mrs. Konthauser Duda for her visit and for support for the Salesian presence. An ancient and always new gesture was repeated on Sunday, November 21st at the Basilica of Mary Help of Christians in Turin, that of the delivery of the missionary crucifix to the departures of the 152nd Salesian Missionary Expedition. As Christians, all of us are missionary disciples called to be witnesses of the truth in the name of the Lord. And you, dear missionaries, are much more so, said the Rector Major in the homily of the Mass. Also in his homily, after illustrating the importance of the royal presence of Jesus in the life of each baptized person, Father A.F. Artime referred to that November 11th, 1875, the day of the first Salesian missionary expedition, in which a new path was traced for the Salesians and the youth population of the whole world. A way made of love, care, help, that from Turin spread first into America and then in all the other continents. It is a path that continues today in the name of Don Bosco, thanks to the missionaries at Gentis, at Extra, at Vitam, who leave everything to evangelize and educate populations different from their own in the Salesian style. On Monday, November 22nd, at the headquarters of the Salesian Pontifical University, the Energy Efficiency Project of the Salesian campus is presented. The event is also an opportunity for the university's formal adhesion to the Laudato Si Initiative's platform, a shared space for action strongly desired by Pope Francis to urgently and courageously face the ecological crisis. The urgent challenge of protecting our common home includes the concern to unite the whole human family in the search for sustainable and integral development, as we know that things can change, Pope Francis wrote in the encyclical Laudato Si. And the UPS, a pontifical university, could not remain deaf to the Pope's words. That is why it has decided to take concrete action. The university, in fact, which is already part of the network of sustainable universities, is starting together with a company specialized in energy efficiency and renewable energy, a project aimed at reducing environmental impact. On Friday, November 19, 2021, Father Stefano Martoglio, Vicar of the Rector Major, presided at the Regina Mundi Chapel in Lubumbashi, the Eucharistic celebration at the conclusion of his animation visit to the province Mary Most Holy Assumption of Central Africa AFC, which began in Goma last November 9. Three strong moments characterized the celebration. In the first place, the message that Father Martoglio delivered in his homily, delivered in Italian and translated into French. On this occasion, the celebrant insisted on God's fidelity, which all that he promises keeps. Thus, he also recalled the fate of Saint Joseph, who put God's plan before his plans with Mary, and for this reason, he defined Saint Joseph as a just man. Among the participants of the 152nd Salesian Missionary Expedition is one of the eldest with his 47 years, but the zeal that animates it is that of the youngest. We are talking about Father Bahanabe Bodo Numeto Nude Viva, originally from Benin, destined for Argentina. Speaking of how his missionary vocation was born, he says, "Our congregation is missionary by charism, and the first Salesians I met were Spanish missionaries who testified to me their love for God, Don Bosco, and young people. In addition, I grew up in the vice province of West Francophone Africa, which includes 7 countries, so I have always been available to leave my country and my culture to work in any country of the vice province." So viewers, with that, we have come to the end of today's edition. Till we meet again, thank you for joining us.